Shavua Tov, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome to TillesTells Stories for Saturday night. The title of this week's video is Payment at Last. I adapted it from the rendition on LechaimWeekly.org. Rabbi Chaim of Sanz never turned away anyone in need. But when Shmuel needed to marry off his daughter, the tzaddik just looked at him and refused to give him a cent. However, said the Rebbe, I will give you some advice, and I will provide you with a letter of introduction to a person in Vienna named Nachum ben Yosef, one of my Hasidim. You must get from him 500 gold rubles. Just remember one thing, don't take even 1 penny less than that amount. But Vienna is a huge city. How will I be able to find this person? Asked the stunned Shmuel. Don't worry, just go into one of the shuls. There you will meet a man who will take you to him for 5 silver coins, replied the Rebbe. Rabbi Chaim Halberstam of Sanz, it was the first Rebbe of the Sanz-Klausenberg dynasty. That is, he was the first Rebbe of Klausenberg, and he inherited the Sanz dynasty. He left the world on the 25th of Nisan in 1876. He is famous for his extraordinary dedication to the mitzvah of tzedakah, and also as a renowned Torah scholar. His voluminous and wide-ranging writings were all published under the title Divrei Chaim, and by that title he soon became known. The poor man soon found himself outside of the Rebbe's room, perplexed at his situation. The way to Vienna was very far. His pathetic old horse would never make it. He sat down on a bench and thought for a while. He decided to sell the horse, and with the money earned, he proceeded on his journey. When Shmuel finally arrived in Vienna, he discovered there were many shuls. He entered the first one he saw and went up to the caretaker. Perhaps you know a person named Nachum ben Yosef? He was a bit afraid that the man would laugh at him, but instead the man replied, yes, I know him, and I'll lead you to him for 5 silver coins. Sound familiar? Just like the Rebbe said. The traveler was thrilled with his good fortune. He gave the man the coins, and a short time later they were standing in front of Nachum ben Yosef's house. Shmuel knocked on the door, and a distinguished-looking gentleman invited him inside. Shmuel handed him the letter from the Rebbe. I don't understand why the Rebbe thinks I should give you such a tremendous sum of money. I will be happy to give you 1 or 2 rubles, but 500? It's out of the question. No, protested Shmuel. The Rebbe told me that I'm not to accept even a kopeck, even a penny less than the entire sum, and I am following his instructions. All right, I'll give you 50 rubles, but that's it. You don't understand. The Rebbe told me I have to get the entire 500, and I must do exactly as he told me. This continued for another half hour or so, with the gentleman offering a bit more and Shmuel flatly refusing to budge. Finally, the man was so frustrated, he didn't know what to do. He wanted to honor the Rebbe's request, but 500 rubles was a fortune. He decided to ask his wife's opinion on the matter. After reading the letter from the Rebbe, the woman said, please give him all the money requests right now. She was very firm. Don't hesitate anymore. We must do it. And I'll explain. And she explained. Do you remember our trip to Budapest a number of years ago? When we were there, the Sanz Rebbe, the Divrei Chaim, was also visiting. A wedding was about to take place, but none of the rabbis would agree to officiate because not one of them knew the groom. The bridal party was in a tizzy, not knowing what to do. But when word was brought to them that the Rebbe himself would come and he would administrate the chuppah, the wedding, under the wedding canopy. Finally, the Rebbe arrived. He stood to the side, deep in thought. Suddenly, he looked up and requested that the bride's parents be brought to him. Tell me, he asked, did you ever have other children? The father replied, we had a little boy who drowned many years ago. Would you tell me how it happened? Asked the Rebbe. One day we went on an outing in the countryside. The children were bathing in the river and our son disappeared under the water. We ran, but by the time we came, there was no trace of him. Do you remember if he had any particular distinguishing mark on his body? Asked the Rebbe. Yes, answered the mother. He had a deep scar on his left knee where he had once fallen on a tree trunk. The Rebbe called over the bridegroom and asked him to roll up his trousers over his left knee. Sure enough, there was the exact mark the mother had described. The parents fell on their son's neck with tears pouring down their cheeks. With the power of his holy vision, the Rebbe had saved the brother and sister from a terrible transgression. Word of this miracle spread from town to town, and people flocked to see this tzaddik with their own eyes. I was present at the time, said the rich man's wife, Nachum's wife, and I also went to the tzaddik. I offered to give him a large sum of money to distribute to the needy, but he refused to accept any money from me. At the time, I didn't understand his explanation why. I did ask him. He said that one day, one of his chassidim would come, and I could pay him back then. That is why I'm asking you to give this man the entire sum of money that the tzaddik requests from you. Immediately, her husband took the sum of money from a drawer and presented it to the chassid with a wholehearted blessing. The version in L'chaim has one more paragraph, a very interesting paragraph. When the chassid left, the woman turned to her husband and said, "There is one more thing I didn't tell you. The brother who was saved from marrying his sister, God forbid, he went on with his life, and he married our daughter. He is none other than our own son-in-law." Nice catch by the Divrei Chaim. An excellent orchestration by the Holy One above. Shavua Tov, have a superb week, and have a merry month of Adar.